Breaking news. The chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, Dele Momodu, criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, describing it as anti-democratic. In a move that was greeted with backlash, Tinubu suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and the Rivers State House of Assembly for 6 months, in addition to the state of emergency owing to the political crisis in the oil-rich state. Dele Momodu faulted the president's decision and also appealed to Tinubu not to kill democracy in Nigeria. Guys, what can we say? The suspension of Governor Fubara shows how democracy is dead in Nigeria. Tinubu is now a dictator. The judiciary is gone. The legislation is gone. Everything is gone. The presidency is gone. What do we really have in Nigeria? Tinubu was once a Democrat, but today he is a dictator. Tinubu imposing an emergency rule in Rivers State. It's a dangerous trend. It is a dangerous trend in the act of governance, and it's a deliberate ploy to subvert constitutional democracy. And Tinubu has really, made sure that democracy in Nigeria is dead. He's seen to it. Every day we keep on hearing news story. We keep on hearing news stories in Nigeria. I don't think democracy exists in this country anymore, because the rate of criminality in this country, well, what can we say? How do we get it right? Even Obi himself confirmed that democracy has collapsed in Nigeria. The former President Olusegun Obasanjo also confirmed that Nigeria's democracy is dying. How can we move forward? We have to put a check on our leaders. We have to put a check on our leaders, because it's a shame that even the legislature and the judiciary, they have no powers when it comes to the executive. They are always there to, they ought to be there to checkmate each other. But now they are all slaves to the presidency. They are all slaves to this Tinubu's government. Nigeria no longer practices constitutional democracy. Nigeria's democracy ended the day Buhari stepped in power, alongside Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. So many people are even saying, what's the need? What's the point of fighting for Nigeria when everything has collapsed? What's the point of fighting for this country when nothing seems to be working? Even elections cannot save this country. Even elections cannot save this country, because the people are divided amongst themselves, and the politicians are using poverty. They are using tribality. They are using every tool they can possibly get to manipulate the people against themselves. Now the judiciary is just an imaginary arm of government, because nothing is really going on there. They are currently bowing to the executive. Same goes for the legislature. Same goes for the legislature. So there is no democracy in Nigeria. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Dele Momodu has called out to Mr. President to please not kill the last democracy we have in Nigeria because of 2027 election.
Suspending a governor, which the argument over it doesn't have that discretionary latitude empowered by law. And now I think I know the cases in the Supreme Court also. So I would like your take on his declaration of the state of emergency, but especially suspending elected officials like the governor, deputy, and the State House of Assembly.
I think it is very unfortunate. President Tinubu, I know very, very, very well. Though I've not been in the same party and all that, but we were together in exile, and he fought gallantly for this democracy. So a lot of us, his co-comrades at that time, are actually very embarrassed that we have a pro-democracy leader in government, and yet what we are witnessing is worse than dictatorship. And I've said this openly so many times. I've pleaded with him in open letters that please, I don't care. You can fail in the economy, no problem. People will forgive you and say you are not a professor of economics. You can fail in other areas, but don't fail in democracy. You must deepen our democracy, which President Goodluck Jonathan succeeded in doing, which Baba Obasanjo, despite the allegations and accusations of a third-term attempt, still managed to hand over power to President Yaradua. So, but now it is less than 2 years into this government, and we are witnessing crisis upon crisis just because some people want second term. God gave you what He did not give Abiola. God gave you what He did not give Yaradua. What He did not give Olufalaye. What He did not give Chief Obafemi Awolowo. These were great leaders. They didn't have it. Now you have it. How you manage it is what matters. I'm pleading with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please don't kill democracy in Nigeria. Everybody who loves him will tell him this. I'm not asking for anything or anything, but we love him for his contributions to democracy in the past, which is fast going down the drain. You do not need to hand over your future to God's bit of clay. I've written this over and over again. Just hold on to God. If God says you'll be there forever, so be it. But don't force it. What I see now is an attempt to force all governors in Nigeria to follow him by fire by force. It is wrong. If some people did not allow you to thrive, you will not be where you are today. So leave these people, leave these governors in their state. If they are in PDP, if they are in Labour, if they are in ABGA, wherever they are, allow them to thrive in opposition. That is the meaning of democracy.
Chief, so are you saying by implication as well, so if we expand it further, are you saying that, okay, let me just ask, do you think that the Bola Tinubu administration is hostile to dissenting voices?
Oh, it's clear. That is too clear. I'm unequivocal about that. It is very clear. And I can see them blackmailing everybody. Once you speak, I remember our governor in Bauchi State spoke the other day. By the following day, they had picked up one of his key officials, and taking him away. I remember when Bola Tinubu was being harassed by the Code of Conduct Tribunal. We all rose up stoutly to defend him. That you cannot oppress a man just because he's in opposition. That's why we are saying it confidently and openly. That Tinubu should not repeat this same nonsense that some people did to him in the past, that we all went against. We went against it. So today, everybody is afraid. I can't tell you, I'm in the system. I'm 65. I must have friends everywhere. Everybody is dealing with Tinubu now with trepidation. You see opposition governors, everybody falling over themselves to praise him. There is a story of how many Joba in Yoruba, people will deceive you when you have too much power. But watch your back. Just watch your back.